Hello, and welcome to Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Daniel Pineda. We have a great program this week. We have our news stories, community bulletin board, and 55 plus news. But first, a social media reminder. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also on Facebook and WERA 96.7 FM. Our first story tonight is the return of Miriam Gennari's Sustainable Scoop segment. The longtime show contributor recently conducted a Zoom interview with another frequent guest, Dr. Charles Tuftoy. Let's watch that now.
Hello, and welcome to the Arlington Weekly News Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. With us today is veteran, professor, author Charles Tuftoy. Welcome back to the Arlington Weekly News.
Good to be with you.
I understand you're out in the public and you're promoting your book. How has the turnout been?
You know, the turnout's been pretty good. I've done, I guess over 14 Zooms now. So yeah, I'm kind of getting around at a, casual rate. I've got all the shots, the booster and all of that. I just finished a Zoom for the Arlington Neighborhood Village. You know that?
Yes, I do.
I just finished about an hour ago, and they had a lot of attaboys, so that made me feel good. They had about 25 people on. I've had a variety of participants. The highest one was 81. Yeah, that was for the West Point Society of New England.
Wow.
Which was out of Boston. Then there's been like 51, Army Navy Country Club in person, 54. Then in the 30s, 20s. So, that's pretty good because it's not necessarily for me the sale of the book. I don't look at that. I look at trying to get the word out to the general public about some of the blunders, which should never have occurred in the first place. Like the Challenger, those 7 crew members, they should be alive today. And there's 32 blunders, and I sort of researched about 100 and came up with those 32 because I felt like those are the ones that had the major impact on altering history.
Well, when you look at all of those different moments in time and you discuss it with your audience, what are some of their most common questions?
Okay, a question today was in regards to assassination of Hitler, the failed assassination, was whatever happened to George Esler, who was the one that set the bomb off in the birthday garden in Munich, where Hitler was giving the talk. And they said, what happened to him? Because he was a carpenter and a clockmaker. So he was perfect for setting this bomb and building a space under this podium that Hitler was talking from. But anyway, what happened to Esler was he was found on a train with some of the materials from bomb making, and they sent him to Dachau, and he was executed at Dachau. And his last words to the guard were that my whole life was about this, and unfortunately I wasn't successful, but I would do it again.
Well, Charles, those kinds of details, looking at history with that narrow view, and being able to answer a question like that, do you have any predictions? Can you look narrowly into the future? So, how do you feel these blunders might affect the future sustainability here in Arlington?
That's a good question. I've never had that asked before because the next blunder might be that cyber thing where things start to fail. And I mean, really fail. And then you have grocery stores going back to, to manually checking you out. Yeah. And then we'll go back to learning good English again because we won't have things like you and I are doing right now.
Exactly.
There'll be no
Well,
Zoom, and there'll be blackouts. Be careful, blackouts, grocery stores with, long queues because there's nothing on the shelves, and that could happen. And we've got to kind of wake up to these things, and that's what this book's about. A lot of these blunders were caused by people sleeping at the switch, not paying attention. The Indianapolis went down. Remember the ship USS Indianapolis? It went down. Nobody knew for 4.5 days that it was sunk.
well, these days, Charles, communication happens so rapidly that that could equally be part of a blunder. So
Yeah,
I want to thank you for getting out and talking to people and having the courage to share these stories, particularly in this area, but it sounds like you're doing it across the country. It is truly a wonderful book. And so thank you so much for being with us here today. And I want to thank everyone for watching the Arlington Independent Media's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Miriam Gennari, and that's the Sustainable Scoop. Bye bye.
bye.
By the way, Dr. Tuftoy's new book, Blunders, can be obtained through the usual book buying channels such as Amazon and Walmart. Anyone seeking more information can go to Dr. Tuftoy's website at www.charlestuftoy.com. And now on to our next news story for this week. As of Friday morning, January 28th, reports show the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Arlington increased by 1,395 for the week, up to 37,609. We at Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News will continue to monitor the situation as the winter months continue. As for vaccinations, we examine Arlington County's vaccination tracker. According to that site, 194,919 Arlingtonians aged 5 and above have received at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. They show that figure as 86.9% of their estimated eligible population of 224,196 Arlingtonians. Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for 5 through 11-year-olds is still available at the following locations. Arlington Mill Community Center, that's located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street, and Walter Reed Community Center, that's located at 2909 16th Street South. Walk-ins for 5 through 11-year-olds are available Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. For more information, consult the Arlington County website. Arlington Public Libraries intend to once again be giving away at-home COVID-19 test kits, but they have temporarily run out. For those who can't get an at-home test kit from the library, Arlington County has 3 testing kiosks open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. The kiosks are located in Virginia Highlands Park parking lot, that's located at 1600 South Hay Street, the Arlington Mill Community Center parking lot, that's located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street, and the Courthouse Plaza parking lot at 2088 15th Street North. In addition, another kiosk is open at Marymount University. The Virginia Department of Health also has a list of testing locations. And now on to our next news story for this week. According to Board Vice Chair Christian Dorsey, More than 100 people applied to sit on the county's Community Oversight Board between October and December of 2021. The county board created the group last summer to receive complaints of police misconduct. This move was in response to recommendations of the Police Practices Group, which convened after a series of racial justice protests during the summer of 2020. The board provided the Community Oversight Board with the power to subpoena for evidence or witness if the police department withholds them. The next task will be the review by the county board and a panel of community members to select 9 candidates, with 7 voting and 2 non-voting members in the next few weeks. County board member Christian Dorsey said, "On behalf of all of us, I think we can say thank you. Thank you for the tremendous outpouring of interest and support for this initiative in Arlington. Candidates have been invited to participate in video interviews to facilitate screening prior to appearing before a review panel. The panel will be composed largely of people who were engaged in the creation of the Community Oversight Board in 2021. This panel will then decide which candidates will interview with the county board." Mr. Dorsey added, "We are very thrilled that this is going to move forward. We really thank so many Arlingtonians who are interested in transparency and accountability in law enforcement and working to build trust with our police department and community." And now on to our last news story for this week. The following is from the Arlington County website. On October 19th, 2021, the Arlington County Board adopted a resolution to recommend renaming of Route 309, known then as Lee Highway and Old Lee Highway, to Cherry Hill Road, which was chosen as a result of community engagement led by the Langston Boulevard Alliance. The resolution provided a recommendation to the Commonwealth Transportation Board, CTB, for final approval. On January 12, 2022, the Commonwealth Transportation Board, CTB, accepted the recommendation of Cherry Hill Road and formally passed the renaming of that roadway. The other sections of Lee Highway are now named Langston Boulevard in honor of John Mercer Langston. The reason for the selection of Cherry Hill Road was explained as follows. Why Cherry Hill Road? After a second community-led process following the adoption of the Langston name on October 19, 2021, the County Board adopted a resolution to recommend the name be considered by the Commonwealth Transportation Board, CTB. On January 12, 2022, the CTB adopted a resolution consistent with the county's recommendation to rename the remaining segment of Route 309 Old Lee Highway to Cherry Hill Road. Our take is that there may be some useful historical background for the name Cherry Hill, but none has been provided. Perhaps it has something to do with the Cherrydale neighborhood or the road's close proximity to the Cherry Hill Luxury Apartments on North Monroe Street. Maybe it's both. That does it for the news for this week. Now on to our community bulletin board stories.
Hi, and welcome to CBB. Our first CBB event is another installment of Kids Club, and it's through the Arlington Public Library. This one's called Gaming Unplugged, and it's a chance for kids to play board games together. They'll provide a mix of games so the kids can play a favorite title or try out something new. That's on Wednesday, February 9th from 4:15 to 5:30 p.m. in the Barbara M. Donnellan Auditorium at Arlington Central Library, 1015 North Quincy Street. Next up, Free 2021 tax preparation assistance is still being offered through the Arlington County Public Library. This is for people with limited income. Yes, you can get certified tax counselors to prepare your return for free. It's being presented in partnership with AARP. Here are some important documents to bring with you: the previous 2 years' tax returns, correspondence you got from the IRS and your state or local taxing authority, Social Security cards or ITIN notices, or other official documentation that show the taxpayer ID numbers for every individual on your return, a government-issued photo ID for each taxpayer, checking or savings account information if you want to direct deposit any refunds or direct debit any amounts due, identity protection PIN for each individual if applicable, and other official forms including Form W-2, 1099-G, SSA-1099, RRB 1099, 1099-INT, 1099-DIV, 1099-B, 1099-R, 1099-MISC, 1099-K, or any other 1099 forms. If you have a business, bring a summary of your income and all business-related expenses. Bring information about any other income, including cash. Also, bring IRS Letter 6475 about the stimulus payment or IRS Letter 6419 about the advanced child tax credit. You should also bring records of any federal or state or local income tax paid, if not shown on income documents, and any other records showing possible deductions, health insurance, and credits. The service is available by appointment only at Columbia Pike Branch Library through April 15th. The available dates and times are Tuesdays from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m., Wednesdays from 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m., Fridays from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m., and Saturdays and Sundays from 10 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. You can get more information and make an appointment at novataxaid.org. Help is also available at other library locations. Just check the Arlington County Library website. Our next event is for kids aged 8 to 12. February 8th is National Kite Flying Day, so Arlington Parks and Recreation has an event they call Go Fly a Kite. Kids can celebrate by making their own kites and then taking them up to the meadow to test them out. For information, call 703-228-3403. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Wednesday, February 9th, from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. at Gulf Branch Nature Center, 3608 North Military Road. The next CBB event is for kids ages 6 to 12. It's called After School Explorations, Icy Cold Lubber Run. The kids can warm up in the Lubber Run Community Center while they discover what critters are still active in the stream during the winter. Then they will hike down to Lubber Run to see who and what they can find in the stream. Make sure they dress to be outside. For information, call 703-228-3403. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Thursday, February 10th, from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m., starting in the Oak Room at Lubber Run Community Center, 300 North Park Drive. Our next event is definitely for adults. It's called Deep Dive When Love is Greater Than Two. It's an in-depth look at a natural history topic that scratches more than just the surface. When is male plus female equals offspring not the optimal equation? What are the benefits to multiple matings? How can one individual benefit from the courtship and mating efforts of a competitor? Discover the answer to these questions and more during a very group-friendly presentation on mating and courtship. For information, call 703-228-3403. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Thursday, February 10th from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. in the Oak Room at Lubber Run Community Center, 300 North Park Drive. Finally in CBB, well, we couldn't let you get away without announcing another campfire. Bring a warm blanket and gather around at this fireside event at Lubber Run Park and Community Center. Make s'mores, listen to stories that inspire global climate solutions, then create your own imagined future Arlington. You can learn more at https://arlingtonva.libcal.com/event/8662119. Or you can just contact Brittany Ham at 703-228-7689. She's also at bham@arlingtonva.us. That's on Saturday, February 12th from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. at Lubber Run Community Center, 300 North Park Drive. By the way, this event is free, but I'm not sure who's bringing the s'mores. Now it's time for 55 Plus News.
Howdy, and welcome to 55 Plus News. One of only 88 African Americans ever awarded the Medal of Honor, Sergeant Rodney M. Davis demonstrated extraordinary courage and patriotism. John Hollis, Communications Manager for George Mason University, will discuss Sergeant Davis's awe-inspiring story as recounted in his book, Sergeant Rodney M. Davis, The Making of a Hero. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-400-30. That's on Thursday, February 10th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. You gotta be 55 and up. 55 plus membership is required, and this is a virtual event. Next up, just when you thought it was safe to plop down on the sofa, it's time to announce another morning walk with the Fast Forwards. They are a faster-paced group that walks a 2 to 5 mile loop, including some hills. The walks are held on the second, third, and last Fridays of each month. Transportation is not provided. The group typically gathers in front of Aurora Hills 55 Plus Center, but they occasionally meet at other locations and may use Metro. This one's on Friday, February 11th from 9 o'clock to 10:30 a.m., probably at Aurora Hills Center, 735 18th Street South. You gotta be 55 and up. 55 plus membership is required, and this is a drop-in event. Our next event is called Tiny Valentines. It's a chance to pair up with one of Lubber Run's preschoolers to create Valentine cards for them to take home and share with their family. Supplies will be provided. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-31003. That's on Friday, February 11th from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. at Lubber Run Park, North Columbus and 2nd Streets. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Next up, Arlington Mill hosts a variety of great programs. Here's a chance to come out and sample the activities, get information, and mingle at a special open house hosted by the Arlington Mill Advisory Committee. Featured programs include Open Art Studio, Zumba Gold, Line Dance, Latin Dance, drop-in games, and much more. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-899-01. That's on Saturday, February 12th from 11 o'clock a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at Arlington Mill Community Center, 909 South Dinwiddie Street. You got to be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Rubber stampers can learn new card making techniques on every third Tuesday. These are workshops, and they're suitable for experienced card crafters familiar with die cut and embossing machines. Stampers work on individual projects and cards at Thursday Open Studio. Newcomers are welcome to stop by and learn more about this hobby and what it involves. This one's on Tuesday, February 15th from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. at Madison Center, 3829 North Stafford Street. You gotta be 55 and up. 55 plus membership is required. And yes, this is a drop-in event. Finally, on 55 plus news, no matter our age, we all want to be flexible. Now you can explore techniques with certified fitness instructor Brittany Miller. They may help you achieve unrestricted movement, fluidity in your joints, and help you get about with ease in your daily life. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-500-05. That's on Wednesday, February 16th from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock a.m. at Lubber Run Park, North Columbus and 2nd Streets. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Anyway, that's all I got for 55 plus news.
And that concludes this week's show. We will be back next week with more news from Arlington. Meanwhile, be careful, be safe, and be well.